Hey everyone, back again. Welcome back to another video review. I do realize that it's been quite a while since I've made my last video, and again, it's due to me being busy and whatnot, so I thought, you know what, I think, and obviously as I mentioned in my last video, there's going to be a couple awesome videos, starting with 4 videos that they're going to be awesome. And we're going to start with the first one. And yes, as you can tell by the sign right there, the Senator Street sign, I'm going to be breaking down the Stanley Cup final between the Chicago BlackHawks and the Boston Bruins. Now, I know what you're thinking. I haven't talked about sports in like 2.5 years, and I've been going on about other things. But you see, there have been just so many things that have gone on since then, and I just really haven't had the time to break them down. I mean, like the trades, certain trades that have gone on, certain signings in the off season and during season and whatever, extensions, firings, rehirings, hirings, you name it. I haven't done a whole lot of things because of that, and it's just, you know, a lot has changed since the beginning of 2011, and I really haven't done any This Week in Sports videos or any of that stuff since then. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to break down the Stanley Cup final between the Chicago BlackHawks and the Boston Bruins, just because right now it's just an awesome series. So let's begin this video with Game 1 in Chicago, and just to take the rest of the video away will be none other than, not Duratiform. Remember Duratiform from my previous movie reviews, not him. But we'll be talking to Sensman. Yes, Sensman will be taking over. Well, we'll be talking to him. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so he'll be doing the video review, and I'm just going to sit back and watch. I'll be in and out. So enjoy. Hello, everyone. I'm Sensman. Yes, Sensman. And as you can clearly see, the Senators logo. Now, I know what you're thinking. We're eliminated. We just got eliminated by the Pittsburgh Penguins that was swept by the Boston Bruins. But never fear, Sensman is right here. As you can see, it's getting a little windy here. I'm being blown away. Ah! Okay. Well then, at least his defeat was much out of reach than ours. You know what? Okay, you know what? You two, you need to act up. You need to act mature, okay? Listen, Sensman, you sure handled the Montreal Canadiens, correct? In 5 games? Yes, you did. That was a wild series, by the way. Here's the problem in the second round. Thomas Faucon was your problem. You couldn't solve him because Marc-Andre Fleury sucked. That's the problem, alright? Had it been the opposite way, you would have won the series. Leafsman, you were up 4-1 in the Game 7, alright? The most important game in a playoff series, a do-or-die Game 7, and you choke the lead. You gave up a 3-goal lead, and what happens? What happens when it's 4-2? You lose the game in overtime! You know what, Optimus Prime 2471, I'm sorry that I've acted the way I have been. Again. I'm sorry too, though I felt like I threw both of you under the bus again. Alright, so getting back to, after all that jazz, let's talk about Game 1 between the Chicago BlackHawks and the Boston Bruins, Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. coming into this series, Boston coming off a 4-0 sweep over the heavily favorited Pittsburgh Penguins, while the Chicago BlackHawks, they came off a hard-fought 5-game series, defeating the defending Stanley Cup champion Los Angeles Kings. Boy, what a game that was. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right to the recap. Anyways, let's get right into the main focus of Game 1. So, first period, Milan Lucic scores his 4th of the playoffs, assisted by Nathan Horton and David Krejci. Boston outshot them 11-8 in the first period alone. Now that is some serious work that needed to be done after 20 minutes. In the second period, Milan Lucic again scores his 5th of the playoffs, his 2nd of the game. The lone assist going to David Krejci, 51 seconds into the second period. But Chicago would respond with Brandon Saad's first career playoff goal at 3 minutes and 8 seconds of the second period, assisted the lone assist going to Marian Hossa to make it 2-1 after 2 periods. This time the Blackhawks, they outshot Boston 16-6 in the second period. Just imagine what Joel Quenneville had to say in the dressing room after 40 minutes. In the third period, Michael Frolik, 5 minutes into the third period, takes a controversial tripping penalty. It shouldn't have been a call, oh well. Which leads to bam! Patrice Bergeron's one-timer goal on the power play off the crossbar and in from Tyler Seguin and Milan Lucic, his 6th of the playoffs, and it's 3-1 Boston. As you can tell, I'm a Chicago Blackhawks fan, and I personally hate the Bruins. I do. I seriously hate the Bruins because of their playing style. It makes me sick to death. But that lead would not last long, as 2 minutes later, Dave Bolland gets his 1st of the playoffs from Andrew Shaw, making it 3-2 Boston. And then at 12:14 of the third period, Johnny Oduya, of all people, gets his 3rd of the playoffs from Marcus Kruger and Michael Frolik to tie it 3-3. The luckiest part was that it went off Andrew Ferentz's foot and in. I wonder if it was his injured foot or his non-injured foot. Because if it went off his injured foot, then that would require some serious surgery. So the rest of the third period solves nothing, so we go to overtime. In the first overtime period, Patrick Sharp takes a 2-minute penalty, too many men. Boston fails to capitalize on the power play, because their power play sucks, even though they have talented players, somewhat. So that overtime period solves nothing, and then we go to double overtime. And in double overtime, Andrew Shaw takes, yet again, a too many men penalty, which leads to another unsuccessful power play, but yet a very eventful second overtime period. So then, after that overtime period, we go to triple overtime. And I'm like, what? You gotta be kidding me. 3 overtime periods, 2 of them solve nothing, and the rest of the third period. This is like watching 2 games at the same time here. Zdeno Chara hits the post in overtime, and Jaromir Jagr, who is yet to score in these playoffs, oh my god, he's 41 years old, and he's such a talented player, fails to put in the rebound. Kaspars Daugavins has a chance. Chicago with a bunch of other chances. It just keeps growing. Of course, that overtime period was kind of overshadowed by the injury to Nathan Horton on the power play when he was battling with Nicholas Hjalmarsson in front of the Chicago net, and he left immediately and did not return. But thankfully, thanks to a point shot by Michael Roosevelt of all people, redirected by Dave Boland, and then redirected again by Andrew Shaw past Tuukka Rask to win the game 4-3 in triple overtime. I did it, I did it. Boston can't suck it, la 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 la. And finally, after a long, hard-fought game, Chicago wins the game in triple overtime, and thank God I finally get to bed after like almost 4 hours and 35 minutes of intense hell in the Windy City. So yeah, overall the game was pretty intense. I was kind of worried when Boston was leading 3-1, and then finally when Chicago scored the 3-2 goal and the 3-3 goal, I knew, oh yeah, this is going to be a hard-fought contest, and it literally was a hard-fought contest. So, without further ado, let's get back to the review table, and let's get some final thoughts. Alright, so final thoughts. Overall, the game was pretty awesome. I mean, it was intense, it was entertaining. This is an original six matchup that we haven't seen since 1979, when the Montreal Canadiens beat the New York Rangers in 5 games to win their 22nd Stanley Cup in their franchise history. And they haven't won a Stanley Cup since '93, and no Canadian team has won a Stanley Cup since '93. That's bogus. That's seriously bogus. Like, what the hell is going on with the NHL these days? I'm glad we're seeing all these American teams winning. Like, we see the Kings win it last year without having to face a Game 7. The year before that, the Bruins in their cup run had to face 3 Game 7s and won them all. The year I did This Week in Sports videos, which I think they got inspired by. If they did, then I'm going to sue them for life. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, so yeah, overall, great game. Fantastic. Well enjoyed, and yeah, so that's my recap of, or not recap, my little review, shall I say, of Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals between the Chicago BlackHawks and the Boston Bruins. I will be back tomorrow to review Game 2 of the series, and Game 2 was kind of a up and down kind of swing, but we'll get into that in the next video. So that's my video review of Game 1 between the Chicago BlackHawks and the Boston Bruins of the Stanley Cup Final. I will see you all very soon. I'll be back soon with my next video, and yeah, so This Week in Sports is technically back after a 2-year absence, so for those of you who love playlists, this will be in the playlist. So anyways, take care, see you soon, have a great day, and I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye.